Alright, in this video we are going to be talking about the state that GPO is in right now. GPO has been in this state for quite a while. In fact, 2 weeks ago I made a very similar video to the one I'm making right now, and it's called "Is GPO Still Worth Playing?" This will be a more extreme version of that video, so if you did watch that video, I can't remember what I said in it, but if I end up repeating what I said, oops, sorry, but here we go regardless. Is GPO dead is the new question that I'd like to ask, because GPO's player base, as of the time of recording this, let me go look, it is at roughly 9,000 active players, which, don't get me wrong, is a solid amount of active players. It's not a small amount to gawk at by any means, but it's definitely not what it could be, and it's not anywhere near what it was when it peaked during its 1 year anniversary, which was insane. I think they hit over like 100,000, which was crazy. But like, it's really disappointing seeing the game in the current state that it's in, especially the fact that the game right now, I feel like, is in a really weird drought, because we did have a drought prior to this. We had the update 3.5, like when we were waiting for update 4, that was like the worst drought we ever had. We were waiting for an update for so long, and we have gotten updates. We've gotten like a fair amount of updates, and that's really good, and hopefully we'll be getting a Christmas update this weekend. That's what I've heard, and that would be great. But just as of right now, GPO is so difficult to make content on. It is like the rinsing and repeating of just Arena and all of this other stuff, and GPO has had a very good run. Not to say that it is dead, I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is, if they keep releasing the same type of content over and over, I could definitely see it like dying out, and like a lot of players will just stop returning after each of the updates. I feel like it needs diversified content to keep an active player base, or like a bigger active player base. They can keep an active player base with the bare minimum, but nobody wants the bare minimum. I say that, and not in like a spiteful way to say that the game's updates are lazy, because they're not really lazy. They just kind of feel it sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Like the content can feel kind of like we're just receiving the same thing over and over and over again, which I know I'm pretty sure I did say in my last video I made like this. But it's just, with other games coming out, especially like Deep Woken, with YBA getting a Christmas event with all of these things, and we are still just left here just with nothing from GPO yet, and with like nothing really interesting happening in the game, and all that we can do is really just play Arena. It's just annoying. It really is. It bothers, I think, a large majority of the players, which is why the player base is so low, and it especially bothers us content creators, because we have to, even though we do enjoy diversifying our content and making other games that are in GPO, we don't enjoy not being able to play GPO, because I think a lot of us do like GPO. We just don't like to only play GPO. So I guess in some ways, this situation, this drought, isn't the worst case scenario. It's not like horrible, but it's still not ideal, because I would like GPO to be, I would like GPO to be the main thing. GPO just is the main thing for my channel. And so with GPO down, it hurts me, it hurts my whole channel, and it's very just like, it's just an annoying thing to have to deal with. And I know it's not really something that's completely within the devs' control, even though I do feel like it is partially. I do feel like getting smaller updates more consistently will always be better than receiving big updates. Just, I feel like for the community in general, it's the better one. Now, some people would argue that they would just prefer having bigger updates because it's more concentrated content and that's more entertaining. But I just think that other than that point, that some people enjoy that more, the smaller updates are better. And that is like an age-old question, I feel. People have been asking that question since update 3. It's, oh, would you prefer smaller updates and more consistently, or bigger updates, like just more spaced out? And I feel like at one point I probably said the bigger updates, but now it's definitely the smaller updates for me, because it's just you can't like just keep, once you have all of that content at once, you don't know what to do first. You got to think about it. When you have like a bunch of smaller content, it's really easy to just manage. It's really easy to just get one thing at a time, and then you're really just taking your time with it and doing what you want. And then when you're done with that, you can move on to the next thing. When you're done with that, you can move on to the next thing, instead of doing everything all at once and then just being bored. It's very annoying to just be left with like nothing for a while. So that's why I say the bigger updates are always better. But going back to the question of, is GPO dead? No, GPO is not dead as of right now. Is it in a decline as of right now? Yes, but if you look at GPO's player bases consistently, this is about the time it goes into a decline before they update it. Hopefully, whenever this Christmas update rolls around, those numbers will jump back up again, and we can start playing GPO again like we used to. But for right now, it does seem like that those numbers will just only be going down, which is really a shame. It really is a shame. But regardless of the updates and like the current state of whatever, I want to talk about GPO as like a whole, and just like Arena. I don't know why, but I feel like the only thing this game has is Arena right now, and I feel like that's the only thing I can never like see it having, unless they really implement some interesting game modes or some interesting new features and mechanics, because it's just aggravating having to, like, if you look at some of my videos from like 2 weeks ago, it's literally, maybe before then actually, like there were probably months at a time where it was just straight Arena videos, just arena. I don't like to just only make Arena videos, but it's the easiest type of videos to make, and it's like minimal effort. You just put together a build, and you go into Arena and do a few matches. I'm not gonna say they're like bad videos. I do enjoy some of those videos a lot. I don't enjoy others. I'm not gonna lie, but it is still a interesting experience to say nonetheless. But when it's the only thing you do, and it's the only thing the game really has to offer late game, it bothers me. It really does bother me. There's not much else you can do. I wish there was some sort of late form of like late game grinding, or some late game mechanic other than Arena, or some other PvP mechanic. Maybe don't just limit it to PvP. Maybe advance on the PvP, expand on it. I mean, you can do more. There's kind of limitless opportunities, and there's countless players suggesting pretty fair things that should be heard at least. It should be acknowledged at the bare minimum. I'm not saying implement everything every player says, but just, look, because I feel like the player base isn't listened to that much. Actually, no. Okay, that's unfair. That's unfair. The fan base is listened to a good amount. They said nerf M1s, and they did a huge M1 nerf because people were just going into Arena doing stupid damage with their M1s. So you know what? I'll give them that. They do listen to the fans when it comes to like balance changes. They do, But when it comes to implementing new things, I really feel like they don't. People ask for a Tori rework for the longest time. Still no Tori rework after all this time, and we know we won't get one, but we can only pray. When it comes to changing game mechanics, I feel like they don't budge on that. And changing some game mechanics or implementing new ones, I think would just help GPO so much. Just being able to do more, like doing more than just arena, would be so good. Because grinding sucks. I'm not even gonna lie, grinding sucks. Leveling, it's not fun. Oh, excuse me for yawning. I'm recording this at 4:30 in the morning. And I'm sleep deprived, so ignore that. But yeah, it's not fun. Now, coming up, and also another thing, which I did not mention in my last GPO video, is move stacking and using Soru Dash was a big part of PvP for a lot of people, because Soru Dash was an incredibly versatile skill that could be not abused, but kind of cheesed in like almost an infinite amount of ways. I'm not gonna lie. But when they put end lag on it, and when they got rid of your ability to move stack, it really bothered a lot of Roku Shiki mains. I did not care that much at all, to be honest with you, because I've always been a Blackleg main. But Roku was like, it used to be able to argue which one was better, and low-key Roku was better, even if you did argue Blackleg was better. But now I don't think you can argue the fact that Roku is better than Blackleg. I don't think so, to be honest. Some people might, but it just doesn't make sense to me to make that argument, because like, bro, it's just like Roku just kind of, it didn't get gutted, but it kind of just got nerfed pretty bad. So that Soru Dash really carried. But yeah, that's kind of the current state of GBO. It's not dead, it's in a decline, as it always does. They always do this, but I feel like now it's beginning to fall into a pattern. It's like, at a certain point, it's like, oh yeah, the game obviously gets an update, it'll spike, it'll have a really good amount of players, you know, when the update first comes out. But as the update goes down, as the update goes out for longer and longer, then boom, you're gonna lose players, obviously. But then you release a 0.5 or an event update, and when you release those, then boom, your numbers will spike back up. Not as much as a major update, but still a really good amount, or maybe more than a major update for some reason, like when we got the 1 year anniversary. But yeah, you can do mini updates, and then, well, one mini update normally only get one event before a major update. And then some time passes and you get another major update, and then it goes down. But at a certain point, all of these events and all of these big updates feel repetitive. They feel like the same thing over and over. And I know I'm low-key repeating myself throughout this video, which is kind of ironic since I'm talking about repeating in the game. But I'm kind of summarizing before I end this video. It's just, all these updates are beginning to feel the same, and then when you're working towards the same end goal, which is to do arena, then you just feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again every few months. You level up, oh cool, hey, max level, oh cool, you get the new fruit, that's kind of cool, and then you get bored of it after a week, oh dope, boom, take it into arena. You probably have fun mixing and matching. You try, like, with the new balance changes, new devil fruits, new that. You probably have some fun for the first few weeks, but I will say this: the first time they did that, and the second time they did that, and the third time they did that, and the fourth time they did that, it got less and less fun progressively each time, because we're experiencing the same thing. New fruit, new fighting style, new balance changes, mix and match, go into arena, boom, you're done. That's it. That's the whole update pretty much. That's all people really care about pretty much. So yeah, at a certain point, we need new gameplay mechanics. We need more incentivization for late game things, just more reason to hit that max level, and more of a reason to keep playing after we hit that max level. That's what we need, That's what GPO needs. I know I'm not the first person to say this, and I'm sure as hell not going to be the last person to say this. I'm not expecting this Christmas update to do anything crazy. I am expecting Update 5, though. Well, I'm not expecting Update 5 to do anything crazy. I'm praying for Update 5 to do something crazy, though. I really, really would like new gameplay mechanics that would just fundamentally change the game, like how Arena changed the game when it was implemented, how Dungeons changed the game when it was implemented. All of those two changed the game the most when they were implemented, and they are probably the best things that were ever added to this game, especially Arena. But we need something more. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And when Update 4 rolled around and they added new maps, that was cool, but that was just like the tip of the iceberg, barely the tip. That was like the tip of the iceberg. They're really just barely, not even scratching the surface. I want a lot more than that, which I know sounds needy, but listen, it's a big game. They can do it. I know they can do it. So yeah, that's enough ranting. I'm sorry if this video seems lazy or a little all over the place. I am sleep deprived and it's very late and I still have to edit. So I will see you guys next time. Peace.